So, what's your name?
It's funny. Are you gonna yell the whole time?
No.
My name is Dan Bookma, or Daniel Dean Bailey Bookma is my full name.
What do you do for work?
I manage Soldier's Skateboard Shop here in Barrie.
How old's the spot we're going to?
Sears? Okay, so we're going to Sears. How old? Honestly, you'll have to look that up. If you don't put your seatbelt on, you're gonna have to have that beeping in your audio the whole time. Mr. Cool Guy.
Yeah, I forgot.
Alright, so Sears, shit. Okay, I started skating, I don't know, sometime mid-late 90s, and Sears was already a thing then. It was just like, even back then, it was like a staple. Like, I knew at some point when I got good, you would have to ollie Sears. Like, and some of my better friends at the time, like, they were the ones who could ollie Sears, you know? Like, Sears was an 8-stair, so I guess that's nothing crazy by today's standards, but at the time, in my mind, like, to ollie Sears, that was a big deal, and like something that was important in your skateboarding. Almost hit a squirrel. Something that was important to do in your skate career, just to like move on, I guess.
Yeah. And why do you think it's not a bust to go there?
No, it's not why I think it's not a bust. I'm sure it's not a bust. This happened much later. So there's a YouTube video. You can pull it up. There was 3 guys, 3 skaters in Barrie, Ethan, Matt, and Brandon Lamoureux. And they went there, and the security used to get kicked out of there all the time. So it was a bust. Security just absolutely like manhandled these kids, like full-grown men. Like, you find the clip and like put it in this video. Like they're like palming them in the face, and like they're kids, like and they're small even for their age. So it was like ridiculous. But whatever. We were young at the time too. So I remember there was like a group of us, and we were like, oh, fuck those guys. Like, we're gonna go to Sears and we're gonna fight the security. And like we rounded up all the tough skaters at the time, like, and went to Sears just with the plan that we were gonna like fight security. But I don't know, when you watch the footage, like it is kind of I don't know, aggravating. So anyway, we go there, and we're just skating around, like waiting for security. We were so stupid. And so we see like security kind of making their rounds. We can see them coming. So they start pulling up, and it's like, all right, here we go. We probably would have got our asses kicked. But anyway, and then they pulled up, and they're just sitting there. And then we're like, hey, what's up? Trying to be all like tough. And they're like, oh, nothing. And then someone's just like, hey, aren't you gonna like kick us out? And they go, oh, no, like we were told by Ryokan, whatever the name of the mall was at the time. I don't think it was Ryokan, could have been, but it's like, we were told by head office, like, we're not responsible for this property anymore. Like, we were just gonna sit here and watch you. And we're like, oh, really? They're like, yeah. So even if you were skating like here, and he pointed over at the ledge, he's like, if you were skating there, we could kick you out there, but we'd tell you just come here. So from that day forward, it wasn't a bust anymore. And the thing, you would still get kicked out during Sears business hours, because the staff would come out and kick you out. But as soon as the store was closed, there was no staff there. So from that day forward, it used to be like, it was a Sunday 5 o'clock Sears session, and we would go there every week, and skate. And it was, you'd skate till you were hurt or you just didn't want to skate anymore. It was, so that's why it wasn't about. And now it's closed, so now there's nobody ever there, but the security still doesn't bug you there. Still to this day, they're instructed not to do it. Check the date on the video. I think that was around like 2013 or 2012 or something. Okay. Maybe even a bit earlier. No, because Weber was there. It was me, Weber, Blosey, a few of the like old guys. So this shit, maybe 2009, even 2010. It's been a bus-free spot for I think over a decade now.
What was the first clip you ever saw there?
First clip I ever saw. So this guy Jeff Taylor, which when I started skating, again back in the late 90s, mid 90s, Jeff Taylor was a kid. Like, he was younger than me, but he was like the kid to watch. Like, every generation had them. Like, there was Johnny Standard for some people, there was Evan for some people, Marshall even, probably Justin now, he's pretty young, but like Jeff Taylor was the first one. Like, and it was some snowboard video. Shit, I can't even remember the name. But Jeff Taylor, he feebled the Sears rail. And I'm sure there was stuff before it that got done and probably was published, but that was definitely the first thing I ever saw. And being done by such a small kid, like, he was definitely, like, I don't know, somewhere in the maybe around grade 6. And he was, like, a bit short for his age, too, so it was, like, wild. Yeah, shit, that'd be a hard clip to find. But yeah, Jeff Taylor, feeble, the Sears 8 stair. That was the first one I saw.
Okay, cool. What have you done at Sears?
I've skated Sears a lot. So like I don't have a clip of my ollie, but I remember like it was like a natural progression of tricks and ones you'd have to work for. Like it was ollie, and then front 180 would have came. I think the first thing I got a clip of was a kickflip. I remember I got a kickflip down Sears in 2004. And it was at nighttime because there was lights there, so you could skate at nighttime. So that was my first clip, and then from there it was just anything we could get, you know, back 180s, nollie, switch ollie, pop shove it, and then the flip tricks. I remember 3 flip was the big one for me. That one I had to like go back for a couple times. It was like over a period of 2 years. And then after 3 flip, got the switch frontside flip, but I don't know by today's standards if people would like it, because it was definitely on that Muska side of frontside flips, or switch frontside flips, which I don't know, they were cool back then. Probably not cool anymore. Maybe they weren't even cool back then, I don't really know. But switch frontside flip, and then lastly switch ollie over the rail into the parking lot, which is probably one of the better ways to hit Sears, because there's a lot of problems with that spot. But maybe that's one of your questions, so I'll hold off on that.
What's your favorite trick to do?
I don't know. You know what? Hard question. Favorite trick will always be 3 flip, but that being said, I can't do that anymore. I used to come here and my routine would have been ollie, ollie, nollie, 180, or front 180, back 180, switch ollie, pop shove it, and then 3 flip. But pop shove it's were the one that I probably found the funnest, because it wasn't too much of a difficult trick. Like it wasn't flipping. It was just kind of a nice steady little rotation. You could watch it under your feet as you went and just kind of spot it, and then it was enough that it was still kind of moving under your feet, so it would give you confidence at least to like warm up for a 3 flip or something cooler.
Yeah. What's the top tricks you've seen done here?
Top tricks. Okay. So we got rail and stairs. I'm gonna start with rail because off the top of my head, do you want to get out? Let's go walk up to this bastard.
All right, right there. That's perfect.
See it here?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So yeah,
top tricks. Yeah.
Favorite tricks. So yeah, there's the rail and the stairs. So the rail, there's 3 notable tricks. Back over crook by Corey Felipe, out of towner, but just done so nice. Backside nose blunt by Matt Sullivan, or Blinger. Backside nose blunt by Matt Sullivan. I know there's some argument between, what's cooler, over crook or back nose blunt, but I don't know. I'm a sucker for a back nose blunt, so that one probably is my favorite, actually. And you know what, actually, tie back nose blunt by Blinger, and Brandon Lamoureux kickflip front board, because it's the only time I've seen a guy flip into this rail. And I've seen guys try that for like decades. So when he finally landed it, and I saw it in Cole's video like 10 years ago, that's hard to beat too, because I saw Jeff Taylor try that, I saw Cheesequay try that, saw other dudes that just showed up for random sessions try that, and people couldn't do it. So the fact that he did, and he did it twice too, because he put his hand down the first time and he had to go do it again. So.
All right, what's the worst part of this spot?
Oh, that's easy. Worst part of this spot, it's really the only bad part of this spot. It looks fairly normal, but the landing is just slightly uphill. So you come here to skate and you don't really, you just think it's gonna go fine, but like constantly you're landing and you're hitting a dead stop and falling forward, and you're like confused as to why. Yeah, that's really it, because it's got a good runway. I mean, for some spin tricks, like going between the rails can be a bit of a pain in the butt, but I mean that's nothing crazy. It's uphill landing, and you'll see it fucks with guys all the time. Guys are just going down and being like, what the hell? Because you brace for a normal landing, but you got to be braced kind of more leaned back so that you can push through. So that, yeah, uphill landing, and like broken glass and shit like that, because there's always broken glass here. It's all over the place, even right now.
Yeah, what's the best part of the spot?
Best part of this spot for sure is that it's no bust. In Barrie we have, I don't know, it seems like we have like a handful of good spots, and this one just being that it's always been here, it has a history behind it. You never get kicked out. I mean, no bust is a big one, but honestly, it's probably going over the rail, because as much as this landing causes issues, going over the rail, you get a slight downhill landing. So obviously it's another degree of difficulty going over the rail, but you get that benefit of that kind of just slight downhill landing, which helps, whereas the normal stair kind of fucks with you.
What do you want to be What do you want to see done here?
So there's so much cool stuff that's been done here. Even just to backtrack a bit, like we got Ryan Ellis, nollie heel, and switch heel down it. We've got Aaron, John, and Riley Booth kickflip over. Brandon Lamoureux's back 180'd over the rail. Ryan Ellis' switch 180'd over the rail. Jagger Bond, when he was like a little kid, backside flip down it. What else? There's tons of stuff. It's hard to, what hasn't been done down it? Not a whole lot of switch tricks. It'd be cool to see some switch stuff. Maybe I always wanted to, I think, come here and do a switch hard flip. That was like the thing I had in my mind. That would be my last trick down Sears, but I fucked up my knee on a pop shove it down this a couple years ago, and I'm just done. So that's my last trick down it, was a fucking pop shove it. So switch hard flip would be cool. I'd like to see somebody do a nice one, or even do it over the rail. Really amp it up. Yeah, switch hard flip. I'm gonna switch hard flip and switch tray, because that's just always cool.
When was the spot at its peak, would you say, in the past?
So I would say it was at its peak probably right after that whole security incident, because it became like a weekly thing. We came here every single Sunday at 5 o'clock. Like, even if you even if you didn't know if anybody was going, like, this would be a spot you would meet up. You knew dudes would be at Sears at 5 o'clock to skate. And so every week things were going down. A lot of the time it was probably the same things. I'm probably forgetting a lot of tricks, but like, it was a rad spot. And you know what though? This whole spot even predates like my skate career. Like, this was a spot before I even started skating. So in my mind, it was just past, once it became a bust-free spot, because it was just a regular occurrence that we were always here every week. So that would be my answer to that.
Yeah. Do you have any photos that got published?
Do I know of any photos?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
None of mine did. I never had any.
Yeah.
Photos that got published.
And what magazine and who it was and all that.
I don't think so.
No?
I think like I've seen guys will come from out of town and say know about this spot, but I mean, I don't think it really means much on the grand scale of things. Like, it's just an 8 stair. There's 8 stairs everywhere. It's not like a long 8 stair or a tall 8 stair. Like, for Barrie, it's a big deal. But no, I don't think there's ever been anything published.
Okay.
We can talk about the rails getting cut off too. I don't know if that matters. The nubs got cut off. So you used to not be able to skate the rails. They all had that little kink at the end. So The first one got cut off, not by a guy named Brent Cap. And the second one got cut off not by Bandula. So it wasn't those two. It was probably somebody else.
Yeah. Did you go to college?
No.